Ink Deep by Enchanted Nightingale. Chapter 3. Mating Habits. Ever since the dinner at the Hyuga compound, Neji spent a lot more time around Harry. The couple relished in their newfound closeness. They could not get enough of each other, wanting to touch and kiss whenever they were together. Neji tried to deny it at first, but he soon realized he was just deluding himself. Harry had no such problem, and when Neji admitted his folly, the artist had laughed and kissed him. Yet they did not get any opportunities to be as intimate soon as Neji was sent again on a mission. Harry's home was a lot different than Neji's, but the Jonin liked it. It was also the second time they had the privacy of room to be together. Harry's residence was not far from the artist's workshop, in a part of town where mostly families gathered and not too far from the Hyuga compound. It had the same size as Neji's housing unit in the compound, but Harry had turned the excess room into various workshops. One room was for his unfinished work. The other, a rather big room, was used to showcase some of his finished pieces. It had two unused bedrooms that shared a loo. Harry had the biggest room in the house, with his own bathroom. The kitchen was surprisingly well stocked.
I like to cook. Takeout food and restaurant food can only do me so much good, you know. I like eating healthy, and most of the restaurants did not serve the foods I grew up with,
Harry explained to Neji. The sitting room was more like Suna's style. Big cushions, enough to have 3 people sit on them, lots of smaller ones, love seats, and a large, low coffee table. There were candles and potted plants. There were no excess of colors, just soft greens and beiges. There were no paintings there, just picture frames and books on the bookshelves, and a surprising number of snake figures, carved figurines, carvings on the door, on the wood of the library, on the ceiling. It was an odd thing, and anybody shinobi would have likely not noticed them. During his first visit, it took a while for Neji to actually see the bedroom. They ended up having sex on the pillow-like sofas in the sitting room. The candles were lit, though Neji did not remember how that happened. Afterwards, when they were lying together, Neji noticed then the tattoo on Harry's body. It was cantered on his back, on the same shoulder as Neji's owl tattoo. It was black ink only, but the detail was amazing.
"It's a good work,"
the ninja commented.
"The girl who did it had a knack for this,"
Harry responded.
"She was also the one to inspire me and get me interested in learning the art."
"What is it? I can tell it's a bird of some kind." Harry smiled.
"A phoenix."
"The mythical firebird?" Neji asked.
"The very same."
"Intriguing option." The wizard snorted.
"To say the least, you are itching to ask me."
"Am I that obvious?" Neji received a smile and a kiss from his lover.
"Obvious is one thing you can never be,"
Harry told him. Hinata, of all people, had caught him once sneaking back into the complex. She was out by the porch, a scroll opened in her lap. "Neji?" she asked. The Jonin noticed the kunai in her hand. "Good night, cousin," he told her, and with a short nod of his head, he hurried away, trying not to be too obvious about it. They were not advertising their relationship, but they were not hiding it either. It was how Neji's once Ganin teammates and former Jonin instructor found out, really. Harry had agreed to see Neji train and had accompanied the Byakugan user to the training grounds by the hot springs. Neji was going through his kata, bare-chested, and the green-eyed man got an eyeful of his leather's muscles rippling at the slightest move.
"Harry, just don't drool."
Harry shot a glare at Neji.
"Then stop teasing me. I doubt you need to bend your body so far to achieve that particular kick."
Neji smirked.
"You just have a dirty mind."
Green eyes narrowed.
"Is that so?"
he said before standing. Neji blinked when his lover started undoing his top. The Jonin continued to stare when the other man started stretching and doing what obviously looked like a painful exercise, yet Harry's body went through the folding and unfolding easily. "What is that?" the ninja asked, though his curiosity was admittedly bypassed by how flexible Harry's body was.
"Yoga,"
Harry replied cheerfully. He assumed his proper stance again.
"Not bad, huh?"
Neji flexed his grip. "You did it on purpose." Harry smirked.
"And? Are you going to punish me?"
"Close," Neji replied. In a stride, he reached Harry and started kissing him. The artist went willingly, enjoying the close contact of their bodies and the sparks that flew whenever they touched.
"I love it when you tease me,"
Neji admitted, "but not when I'm trying
to show off."
Neji smiled and pecked those rosy lips.
"No cheek from you, mister. I can bend and twist more than dough." Oh, is that my new nickname? So far, you have been calling me a god. Am I demoted? Harry sounded mockingly scandalized. Woe's me.
The ninja shook his head.
You'll never get demoted.
Neji told him, kissing again, and drawing it out this time. His tongue snaked into Harry's mouth, sliding against his, caressing and teasing it, and making the green-eyed man moan. While he was leading the kiss, he used his hands to start massaging Harry's shoulders and down his arms, around Harry's slim waist, and resting finally on his perfectly shaped butt, caressing and fondling the claw-covered flesh. Harry wrenched his mouth away from his lovers.
Neji,
Hmm?
stop that.
Why?
I will jump you.
Harry warned. Neji nudged Harry's jaw with his nose, up the jawline and down again. And, the ninja muttered.
I created a monster.
Harry replied. He grabbed the back of Neji's head and crushed their mouths together, dominating the kiss easily, and this time being the one who made Neji moan into his mouth. They were too busy with each other to notice that they had company arriving until Guy, Lee, and Tintin all stumbled up on them. The two green-clothed shinobi had been about to do their usual routines when their jaws slackened.
Neji!
Guy exclaimed after stumbling over the name at first. Harry went to spring apart from Neji, but the Jonin held onto him, making sure their front bodies were plastered together. Neji was not about to let them see how turned on he was, nor see Harry in that state.
Guy, Sensei, Lee, Tenten.
Neji said in an emotionless voice.
Lee moved first.
Neji, how are you?
Busy.
Neji deadpanned.
So beat it.
Lee looked clueless, but Guy and Tenten seemed to have an idea.
Tenten was blushing,
Yet no more than Guy, but the Kunoichi still looked interested as she shot glances at Harry and Neji. Is that a tattoo? She pointed at Hyuga's back. Neji glared and she raised her hands up. We're going, she muttered. Once they left, Harry started laughing. It's not that funny, Neji mumbled into Harry's ear.
You're still hard,
the artist commented.
Neji shrugged a shoulder. So, you have an exhibitionism kink. More like a hairy kink.
The ninja muttered. He went to kiss Harry, and the man accepted it, but he drew a line when Neji's hand dipped a bit lower.
Hey, what if anyone stumbles upon us?
Let them,
Neji muttered. You really want people to see me naked? On second thought. But then again,
Harry cut Neji off.
We can't really walk all the way back to town. It's going to be rather painful. Say, Neji, how good are you in genjutsu?
Neji started making signs with his hands, creating a bubble of privacy around them before attacking Harry's mouth again and taking both of them down to lay on the grassy forest bed. Is that a bruise? Neji looked up. He had been sparring with Naruto. The blonde had requested some help with his taijutsu, and the Byakugan prodigy had been happy to help and up to the challenge. Hatake Kakashi had been rather helpful, joining the two and also keeping an eye on them. No. Blue Eyes blinked. But it looks like a bruise.
It is not a bruise, Naruto,
Neji insisted. Then what is it? The blonde asked.
Kakashi cleared his throat. That is actually a type of bruise, technically.
Neji glared at the Sharingan user. Would you please tell me? Naruto whined from the side.
It's a hickey, Naruto,
Kakashi gleefully informed the blonde.
I would have thought that you knew by now, what with dating Gara and all.
The demon vessel gasped. On Neji? No, wait!
Excuse me,
the Hyuga demanded. Naruto stammered. Not that, you are good looking.
He's trying to say, Kakashi cut in, that you are a bit of an ice block. Or, to some, you act like that. You two are so childish,
Neji told them. Who did it? Naruto asked.
None of your business,
the raven-haired man replied.
Oh ho,
Kakashi was smirking me on his back.
There are rumors going around. Interesting rumors. If they were to be believed, then you and Guy are supposedly raising a love child.
The Hyuga shot at Atake. The scarecrow choked, turning rather green, and Naruto burst into laughter. If Neji doesn't want us to know, Naruto told his once Jonin teacher, he can have this much. Is she?
He,
Neji corrected. Naruto nodded. Is he good looking? A ninja? Do I know him?
Yes, no, and I have no idea,
Neji replied. The blonde hummed. Okay, enough resting. Back to training. Hey, Neji, are you taking your shirt off?
Why? We want to see if you have any other marks.
Hatake grinned.
I'm surrounded by perverts.
The Hyuga sighed as the other two cackled. They were lounging on Harry's bed. Neji was slipping in and out of sleep. They had been insatiable earlier. Neji's regular Jonin mission, a delivery of diplomatic documents to Rice, had taken him a week, and the lovers had practically turned their clothes off the moment they got to Aries' home and had the necessary privacy.
Hey, Neji. How would you like some ice cream? I'm in the mood.
Neji opened one of his eyes.
Ice cream? I skip lunch.
Harry sheepishly admitted.
Neji raised his body a bit, propping up on his elbows. What did we say about this habit of yours to miss meals?
Harry shrugged.
Not to do it.
Neji stood.
We are cleaning up and going out. No time to make food.
Harry groaned but complied. Neji was very particular about his meals, not liking it when he skipped them. Harry could understand why. He lost weight too easily, and when he got working, he often forgot to stop. Setting alarms to mealtimes had proven a nuisance, and Harry usually shut them off and kept working. Harry loved taking bubble baths. It was one luxury from his Hogwarts years he was not about to give up, no matter which world he found himself into. He had made sure that his house, which he had built and remodeled, was equipped with certain luxuries for his comfort. A big tub was one of them. A budget for expensive soaps and oils was another. He did not care how he looked. He filled the tub, lit some everlasting scentless candles, a glass of mold-spiced wine, created enough bubbles to relax with musk and sage to relax.
Heaven,
the wizard muttered as he entered the warm heaven he created and sunk his body under the surface. He was like that for a while, and before he got a chance to turn into a prune, there was a noise from the doorway.
Harry!
The wizard looked up.
Neji?
What is that wine? Harry glanced at his mostly full glass and nodded. It was rather large, holding about 1/4 of a liter inside. Harry was drinking it sparingly, mostly for the taste. He had not been aware Neji drank at all.
Got room for one more.
A devious smile appeared on the green-eyed man's face.
Are you trying to steal my bath?
Harry asked.
I can scrub your back,
Neji suggested.
Acceptable,
Harry drawled with false imperiousness. With a chuckle, Neji started shedding his clothes. Neji was not a fan of public displays of affection, but when Harry turned to him when they were eating at a restaurant, or drinking coffee, or just walking down the street together and pecked his cheek, or, as he lately liked to do, his lips, he did not object. In fact, lately he had been grabbing Harry to keep him a bit still so he could deepen the kiss a bit more. Neji found that he liked it, and after a while he ignored the gasps their shared kisses earned, though it was always fun to shock people. Harry looked up from his work when the door to his parlor opened.
Potter! I'll be with you in a few moments,
Harry called out as he finished up the tattoo he was making. The guy, some Chunin, grunted and braved it. Harry wiped the few drops of blood and started cleaning the area.
Wait here,
he told his client.
I have to apply cream, and then you can pay and go.
Sure, the ninja muttered. Harry took off his gloves and walked up front. He stopped short when he saw his lover's female cousins. Both of them. There. Harry! Hinata smiled.
Ladies?
The green-eyed man gave them one of his brilliant smiles. Well, Hinata trailed off. You could do special tattoos, Hanabi asked. That interacts with chakra.
Sure,
Harry answered.
Why?
He arched an eyebrow.
Are you interested?
Yes, Hinata and Hanabi said together.
Harry was left blinking. Well, how about I make you some tea, and you can wait a bit while they finish up the client I have inside. Then we can talk.
The two Hyugas nodded. Harry was eyeing Neji as he dressed.
You look like you want to tell me something,
Neji started. Harry sighed.
Guess who came by the tattoo parlor today? I thought you were working on a portrait this morning. I finished it, the artist replied. And why do you want me to guess? Why not just tell me? You are no fun,
Harry sighed.
That's not what you were saying not 10 minutes earlier.
Harry rolled his eyes at Neji's smug tone.
Never mind. Your cousins came by. They wanted to have tattoos.
Neji stopped short.
Hinata and Hanabi. Do you have other cousins?
Harry asked. Neji blinked.
You jest.
No. The ninja blinked again.
I was shocked as well,
he told him.
It won't cause any trouble, right? Hinata wants one to store her senbon, and Hanabi to store her twin kodachi. Both are durable, but they are your cousins. I thought you should know. I don't have a problem with tattoos, Neji commented. That would be hypocritical of me. And in the end, it's none of my business. So, I'll go ahead with this. Harry said, I just hate to have your uncle coming after me later on. But Uncle has a tattoo, Neji replied. Harry's eyes bugged out. No way. My father had a similar one. On their ankles, the mark of our clan. Neji replied. But he looks so uptight. He is what he looks. Harry groaned. I just hope I don't regret this. Hanabi was a curious girl, Harry decided. She reminded him of one of his old yearmates at Hogwarts, Daphne Greengrass. She was serious and poised and completely expressionless. She was smart as well and had a stronger presence than her older sister. She kept still while Harry worked on her. She chose her wrists to make a tattoo on each, much like a bracelet, a line of vines and flowers, and a couple of sparrows. It was amazing detail, and it took Harry 6 hours to finish each wrist. For 5 solid days, the Hyuga prodigy of the main branch and Harry met on a daily basis. At first, Hanabi was expressionless and ignored the artist, but Harry soon found a common ground with her, martial arts. The moment he had revealed he knew a form of martial arts, she had her interest piqued. How was it called? Harry blinked. He had, up to that moment, thought he was just talking to the air. Krav Maga, Harry replied. Hanabi stared. I have never heard of this. The artist smiled. It is no surprise. Describe it, please, the girl told him. Harry inclined his head. The general principles are to counterattack or plainly attack as soon as possible. The second is to target the body's most vulnerable points, like the eyes, jaw, throat, groin, knee, you get what I mean. Then another principle is to neutralize the opponent fast, even if it includes breaking something. And of course, always maintain awareness of your surroundings. It's similar to the Hyuga style, Hanabi commented. That's what Neji said at first, Harry agreed, but Krav Maga needs more contact, and, well, it has no need for chakra. Interesting, Hanabi commented. Hinata was different. She was more talkative around him than Hanabi, who simply did not speak to him, as she did not know him. The Hyuga heiress, however, admitted that it was not always like this. Up until an age, Hinata told Harry, her eyes curiously watching Harry work on her wrists. She had chosen wrist tattoos like her sister, but unlike Vine's, she had chosen to write a phrase on each arm. Her right one was going to be, United we win, divided we lose, and her left one, Keep brave. I stuttered, never having the guts, I guess, to speak up, state my point, and stand by it. Harry smiled. I knew another like this, he admitted. You did? What happened? He hit puberty. Hinata laughed. Like it happened with me. So why these tattoos? The artist asked. It is so that I will never forget them. The first is about my team, my comrades, my fellow shinobi. They all trusted me before I trusted myself, and they kept helping me along. It is also so that we never end up like Team 7. That was a sad thing. Her eyes clouded a bit. And the other is so that I never lose my nerve. I still forget myself, and I needed a reminder. Harry smiled at her, and she returned it. You know, I rather like your cousins, Harry commented. They were eating out that evening. Neji had suggested a barbecue, and Harry liked the suggestion. The ninja blinked. So you finished with their tattoos? Harry nodded. Hanabi's were more time-consuming than anything. Anyway, she invited me for a spar. Neji stared. You bonded over martial arts, didn't you? The artist shrugged. I just could not take the silence, you know, and I cannot kiss her senseless like I do with you to get her talking. Why are you glaring at me? You'd better not, Neji warned Harry, with anyone. Killing without leaving traces is my chosen profession, but I'd rather not have to hide around in my own home village. Harry rolled his eyes. I got the message, you brute. My chastity is safe from anyone but you. Just the way I like it, Neji replied.